Hey everybody, welcome back to RavenHawk Coins, and in today's show we will be opening another $25 penny box, and we will also be talking about the different ways to invest in silver and some of the benefits and possible drawbacks and whatnot, and what to avoid when purchasing silver. So let's get right into that because it's pretty important. A lot of people that do coin roll hunting, they also stack silver and other items. So I figured this was something that would be informative and kind of help maybe somebody that's a little bit newer to the hobby get an idea of what they're looking for. To start off, on this side of the table here, we have what are called silver bullion rounds. These are 0.99% silver. If you get these generic kind of rounds, this is actually a little bit nicer round, but there are what they call generic or house rounds that you can get normally for really close to spot, which can be a really good deal. Then you have US silver. You have collector grade type coins like what I have in this walking lib $1/2 here, and then you have kind of what would be more considered of like a junk silver, where you have a really kind of worn down Benjamin and whatnot. That's one of your options. Then you have a little bit higher grade coin like this Morgan dollar, which is in fairly nice condition, as another option as in the coin investments. I also look to commemorative type rounds. This one here is a Jackie Robinson round that I got quite a long time ago. But the cool thing is if you find the right item, you can actually appeal to a broader market of collectors. Just because somebody isn't into collecting silver, they might like Jackie Robinson and buy your coin strictly because you posted it, as something to do with Jackie Robinson. And then you have premium U.S. Coins to invest into, such as the Proof Cameo that I highlighted before, and the Silver Eagles. Another option that I like to take is foreign silver. This is a really good investment a lot of times because, kind of like the junk grade U.S. coins, well, this 64 is not junk, but anyways, kind of like the junk grade of U.S. coins or whatnot. Sometimes because the silver that you get from a different country might be, like more of a 70% or whatnot, and because some people don't always collect the foreign silver, you can find those at a better deal. But then again, if it's the right coin though, and it has a premium, people are going to pay that premium. But these are different options you have. So one of the ideas behind bullion investing is that you can get, like I said before, stuff that's close to spot and, not do too bad. So let's say spot is, well, for those that don't even know what spot is the amount of money that's being called on the market for commodities such as gold, platinum, silver, and whatnot. So if silver's going for, let's say, $18 an ounce, and you go to a coin shop and they have silver rounds, and you've seen that it was for $18, you have to keep in mind that a lot of dealers will charge what they call over spot. That ranges anywhere between $1 to a few dollars. It depends on your coin store, how much you're buying, and what kind of relationship you have with them. As for, and that kind of goes for the same thing with some of the collector grade coins or even the junk silver coins. You can do better if you learn how to set up, like I said before in other videos, how to establish relationships and embrace the art of negotiations. It's a really important thing at times because even though they might say on their board that they want $2.50 over spot, you can say, hey, look, man, that's unreasonable. If that's how you feel, you can say it's unreasonable, and you might be able to get them to go down to $2. You just never know. It depends on what kind of competition that local coin shop's dealing with. As far as that, guys, we're going to move on to, like I said, the higher graded kind of coins and whatnot, like Morgan dollars that have a decent grading, And even though this isn't a graded coin, this is still a very nice coin for being from 1885. Like I said, you have the graded silvers, like this one, and then the eagles, which these seem to really have a huge premium. But your best bet is to try to buy them as they first come out and get the best price, and then see where it goes from there. So that is pretty much how I try to diversify my silver, is by having those different options. It gives me a little bit of leverage when dealing with working, with the coin shop owners. I'm gonna pause this for just a moment so that I can clear the coins out of the way, and then we will open the box and see if we have any great enders. Thank you guys for watching. We'll be back shortly. Okay, everybody, welcome back to RavenHawk Coins, and as you can see, we have a sealed box, so we're gonna give that a little slice and then open it, see what we have. And it looks like, yes, we do have circulated pennies. So like usual, guys, what I'm gonna do is take a look and see if I find any interesting enders, and if so, we'll open those live on film. If not, I will be making the little penny pyramids, and we will go from there. Stay tuned. Alright, everybody, welcome back to RavenHawk Coins, and unfortunately no enders. And enders are just something that happens. You're lucky when you get them, and they're really cool and they're exciting, and I hope to start getting some ender luck again here soon, because I really want to open some on film. Anyways, we're going to open the first 10, and we will be back soon. So thank you for watching RavenHawk Coins. Don't change that channel. Alright, welcome back, everybody, to RavenHawk Coins, and we've gone through the first 10 rolls. And you know what, guys, to be honest, this has probably been one of the grungiest boxes I've done in a long time. I mean, if you look in there, a lot of those are super dirty, really dark. My fingers look like that after 10 rolls. Look at my thumb. So, nothing too super exciting. We got the 70s and 80s, the 50s, 59 to 60, our typical 82 and 80. 80, that's not even supposed to be there. Some 95s, you know how I make my piles. Got a couple 2009s. We did find a 1975 Canadian penny. Kind of in rough shape. I mean, look at how dirty. This is kind of what I've been talking about. This is a pretty dirty box. I also found this coin here, which is a 1987, and if you look, you can see where it's basically a die clash kind of thing going on, where the back is coming through. There's almost no lettering here. It's really pushed through, and where it does have lettering, it's right against the rim. So that's a kind of an interesting find. Not really the biggest deal, but still kind of cool. And then we got Wheaties. We did end up with 2, and they are a very common 57D. But hey, anytime we get some Wheaties, that's not bad. One of the topics I wanted to cover, guys, is earlier this evening, a friend of mine came over, and he was watching some of the stuff I was doing, and he asked me, he had heard me say bank strike versus proof. Well, for those that don't know, proof are coins that are made by the mint that aren't ever touched by somebody's hands. They have this super frosted details. They're just pretty much supposed to be a epic coin that isn't circulated. And business strike coins, like the 2012 that you guys saw in the last video that I found, those coins are basically for everybody to use for commerce and business and whatnot. So when you find a business strike that's in really great condition, it's considered kind of rare, because they don't worry about the dies and as much for making the coins. They still want to make them nice, but they don't polish them the same way that they would to make proofs. So anyways, just wanted to discuss that for a quick second, and we will be getting to the next penny pyramid, and back soon. Thanks for watching RavenHawk Coins. We'll be back. Okay, everybody, welcome back to RavenHawk Coins, and we've gone through the next 10 rolls, and like I said before, guys, this has been one really dirty box of coins, but the one thing I've been kind of happy with is I'm getting a decent number of wheats. You know, anytime I pull a good 7 to 10 or so in a box, I'm pretty happy, and so far we've got 4 the first 20 rolls. This one here is a 1956. It's a Philadelphia, and actually this one's not in too bad a condition. And then this other one is, let me take a look at it here one more time, guys. A 1952 D. So, you know, 2 more Wheaties. In this video, I didn't put aside, you know, there are a couple of in here that are a little bit nicer looking, but when you really look at that pile, for the most part, pretty dirty. But don't discount the value of a dirty coin, guys. Just because you see something and it looks dark and, you know, it just doesn't have that shiny oh wow factor, it can still grade very high. So with that in mind, I'm going to move on to the next 10 rounds. Stay tuned. Hopefully we get something good. Thank you for watching RavenHawk Coins. We'll be back. Okay, everybody, welcome back to RavenHawk Coins, and we've gone through the next 10, and I've only pulled out 4 that I'm going to highlight and talk about, and then I want to go over some tips for when dealing with coin shops. So we'll get right at it. I pulled this 1990D. And the reason I did is because of how offset it is. I just think these are really cool coins. Until I get a scope, I have a hard time with this magnifier to see any true detail. It's a pretty beat up coin, but it'll be something that'll be fun to look at. Maybe, you know, I'll find something interesting. Finally found a really nice example of a 1970 S of all pennies. That's pretty much the cleanest one I found in this box, but hey, we got more Wheaties! We got a 1958D and a 56D, and I'm sorry about that, guys. Kind of a bad camera angle, but we'll flip those little bad boys over, and yeah, some more wheats. So basically what I wanted to touch upon was, you know, when you're going to coin shops, kind of feel them out, you know, talk to them, ask them some questions about their knowledge. Look at what they're offering, and, you know, keep the prices in mind and shop around a little bit. You know, if you live in a bigger area, you can go to a couple different towns, and you know, normally there's a coin shop in a town. And so when you do that, do kind of the same thing you would for banks. You know, test it out. Maybe ask them if you can look at maybe their penny bucket or their junk silver or whatnot, and see how they react. A real friendly place will basically let you just kind of go through a little bucket and, you know, pick what you want and pay basically for silver. You'll pay a little bit over spot. You know, usually they have kind of a scale for dimes. It's like 2 or 3. I'm not 2 or 3. It's like $1 something, and they do a value scale. At some places, and other places just do kind of a flat rate depending on what silver's at. But, you know, each place does business differently, and you know, you want to go to a place that you're comfortable with dealing with, where they give you a good deal. You feel like you're really getting, you know, something out of buying your supplies and coins at a coin shop. And, you know, don't be afraid to negotiate. Just because you see a coin inside of a case that says it's $15, you know, you never know. They might have bought that coin for a couple bucks, and they just need to make some extra money that day, and you might get a really good deal by simply asking, hey, you know what, I have, you know, $9 in my pocket. You have it for 15. I really like it. Will you take 9? You know, or be a little more savvy. One of the best stories I've heard lately is Jack, my buddy. He, aka Relic Digger, he traded 2 wheat pennies for a silver $50, and I think it was a 40%er, but still, I mean, he negotiated. He told him what he was willing to give for the 50-cent piece, and he got it. That's one of the most impressive things I have ever seen, or actually heard about. I'm sorry, I didn't actually see it. I just heard about it. So once again, we're going to get through the next 10 rounds, or next 10 rolls, and be right back. Thank you for watching RavenHawk Coins. Okay, everybody, welcome back to RavenHawk Coins, and we've gone through the next 10 rolls of pennies, and we're going to take a look at the highlights of what we got here. So we ended up getting a 1996 Canadian and a 1978, the 78's copper, a 1972 that has a really thick rim up top and almost nothing pretty much close to the bottom, just kind of offset. I just think they're neat. And then this 1961, it's a Denver, but when you get it up really close, it's got a super weak, and I don't have a good enough camera, but the D on it is super, super weak. You only kind of get a line and a little bit of a curve, but the rest of it's gone. You know, that could be from wear and tear or, you know, of course, wear and tear and age, but something that I need to look at under, you know, better magnification. And then this is something I pulled only simply because I want to talk to people about how to properly handle your coins. When you get coins and you're doing, you know, these penny boxes, most of them have been touched a bunch of times, and you know, it's not a big deal to use bare hands, but the best thing to do is to grab a coin from the edges. But if you're dealing with brand new coins or proof coins or what have you, make sure you always use cotton gloves. The cotton gloves are a little bit more gentle. You won't get any kind of sweat or nothing. But the reason I wanted to show this is if you look closely, and I don't know if I can get it in the right light, yeah, it's really kind of hard to see from that angle, guys, but I had pulled it aside because from right about here you can see that it's got a lot of lines. Well, that's actually somebody's thumbprint or fingerprint directly on the coin. So, you know, that's the reason why you want to hold coins from the edges. This is just another tip for anybody that's new to this and has come to the video and wants to learn a little something about coins. So we're going to go to the next 10 rolls and see what we get. Stay tuned. RavenHawk Coins. Alright, everybody, welcome back to RavenHawk Coins, and we've gotten through the final 10 rolls of pennies, and we didn't do too bad on this box, guys. Not too bad at all. Look at the size of this pile of copper here. These are the 70s through the 80s. Again, 59 to 69. I got some 1970S's I'm going to look at once that scope comes in. Still waiting for it. And then the 2009s. I got my 82s that I got to weigh out, some 83s, some 92s, and some 95s to look at later. But we ended up with a 2002 commemorative Canadian 1 cent. Basically, it has 1962 to 2002 on it. And then we had another really nice 1968 S penny and a 63 that was pretty nice looking. We found some more Wheaties. We got a 57D, a 55D, and then this one is a 44S. So not too bad. So on this box we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 Wheaties and an assortment of Canadian coins. Couple little oddities that I want to look at later, but not too bad. So, you know, like I said all the time, face value hunting is a way to go, and you can find a lot of great stuff. As you see, again, we've found a lot of cool things. So thank you for watching RavenHawk Coins. We'll see you again. Please make sure if you want to correspond, our P.O. Box is 28